Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm, and today I've got some exciting news. But first we got to get some pig feed. We're putting our pig feed in 2 buckets these days. We'll set that bag there and take care of it later. So one of the things we have to do is get our escapees back where they belong. That's great. So now that they're back where they belong after tearing up the electric fence, we'll put some feed in the feeders. And try to put everything back together. But first I have to feed the pigs that are in the pens. Next, the 2 sows. That's right, I said sows. Watch out. Watch out, Scarlet. So Scarlet had 10 babies the day after I set these pens up. Unfortunately, only 4 of them survived. 1 was born dead, 2 died shortly after birth, and then 3 died, I believe. Is that right? Let's see, 1 born dead, 2 shortly after birth, and then 3 died after she squished them. Scarlet's got an awful lot of potential when it comes to being a mama. There are a lot of things she does very well, but obviously squishing 3 of her babies is not all that desirable. So out of the 10, those are the 4 that are left. And they have done very well. 2 boys, 2 girls. About 5 days after Scarlet, Curly Sue had 5 babies, and I'm pretty sure she squished the first 2 that were born. I'm honestly convinced that she really didn't know what to do, and so by the time the 3rd one came along, she was starting to get the hang of it. And piglets 3 through 5 are laying right there, snuggling all up together. I'm pretty sure Curly Sue's are 2 girls and 1 boy. My kids absolutely love the little reddish pinkish one there. And of course they also love Scarlet's little baby over there that is red with brown stripes. They think she looks like a watermelon. I haven't seen many brown watermelons, but I guess it works. All right, I got the fence put back together. I'm really gonna have to retrain those pigs on this electric fence. I've got 1 bad apple and he's spoiled the whole bunch, and now none of them respect it. So, I don't know. I've raised several groups of feeder pigs, and this is the first time I've had pigs that really didn't seem to care about crossing where an electric fence was. They just kind of take their shock and go on. I'm not sure what to think. So as I was saying a moment ago, Scarlet has 4 piglets, Curly Sue has 3, which gives us a grand total of, math, 7. We have, pretty sure, 4 girls, 3 boys. We will eventually convert the little boar piglets into barrows. Google it. And I'll tell you, one of the encouraging things, somebody was just rudely woken up. I guess they lost their spot. Anyway, I think they're done, back to sleep. Anyway, one of the really encouraging things during all of this is that both Scarlet and Curly Sue don't seem to mind me out here messing with their piglets. Sometimes sows can be very aggressive and very angry if you are bothering their babies. Like I said, so far, these two girls, they seem to be okay with me hanging around and even picking them up, messing with them. So I really like that. Another thing is, after a couple hiccups early on, they seem to have picked up mothering fairly quickly. In fact, it was really neat to watch. A day or so ago, Scarlet was standing right over here in her pen in the middle of her piglets. They were on each side of her, and she was wanting to lay down. And instead of just flopping down, as you know, sometimes pigs will do, she actually looked around, she looked down on each side, and she slowly stepped backwards out of the group of piglets and got over here on the other side of her little pen here, where she knew that she was clear of them before she laid down. So even though, as I said before, she did lay on a few of them, which led to some deaths of the piglets, it is encouraging that she's kind of figured out that, hey, you know, you need to watch out for these piglets. And so far she's done really well, like I said, after those initial hiccups. Now, based on the breed of these sows, they are both half Mangalitsa, 1/4 red wattle, and 1/4 mule foot. And actually, every one of the black pigs, I believe, even Curly Sue's, every one of these black pigs, they all have wattles up here on their neck, which is kind of neat. Actually, they honestly, they look like large black hogs with wattles, which the boar is a large black. That's what he is. So these piglets are half large black, 1/4 Mangalitsa, an eighth mule foot, and 1/8 red wattle. So it's actually kind of neat to see that you know, 1/8 red wattle is presenting itself in the little wattles on their neck. But what I was saying is that the Mangalitsas, their litter sizes, from what I've read, range from 4 to 8. They're not necessarily like some of these more commercial breeds that they'll birth, you know, 12 or 14 piglets. They have smaller size litters, and so, you know, with Curly Sue having 5, where maybe with some that might be a little bit concerning, I'm not concerned at all that she only had 5 piglets. I am encouraged, however, that Scarlet had 10. That tells me that some of those red wattle genetics are coming through. I think I've mentioned this in other videos, but this is the first time I'm raising my own piglets, you know, breeding sows, farrowing, that kind of thing. Whenever I was a kid, my dad raised pigs, but I honestly was so small that I really don't remember much as far as work goes. My oldest brother talks about how horrible those days were, being chased by angry sows. I don't remember that part. Like I said, these 2 sows so far, they seem to be fine with me being in with them and even handling the piglets. So, as with anything you've never done before, this is a learning experience. I feel like I've learned quite a bit already, and honestly, I'm looking forward to raising these piglets and kind of seeing what they become. At the end of the day, farming's an adventure, and I'd be lying if I told you that I wasn't having fun. So I guess that's going to about do it for this one. As always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.